PO without any influence or inducement from outside parties?
Absolutely not, Your Honor. We did it as a prudent measure to make sure that these documents are even tightly controlled, just so that we have them and they're properly secured.
All right, the gentleman from San Juan, the President pro tempore, has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to bring to the attention of the manager account number 089-121-019593. I think this is included in the original subpoena. If you have the record, Mr. Witness.
May I refer to our counsel?
Please, please.
9-3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Do you have it
Yes, Your Honor.
in front of you? Okay. When was the opening date?
The opening date on account 593 was December 22, 2009.
2009. Is this a peso time deposit?
Yes, Your Honor. It
All
is.
right. What was the length of the time deposit, if you may know?
I am not absolutely certain right now because time deposits could be rolled over,
Yes.
Your Honor. That's 30, 60.
All right.
What I'm certain of is the closing date.
Okay. What was the closing date?
The closing date was December 12, 2011.
All right. What about account number 089-121-021681? Also a part of the original subpoena.
With respect to account 681, which is also a peso time deposit,
Yes.
it was opened in September 1, 2010 and closed on December 12, 2011.
December 12, 2011. And you mentioned the two, I don't know if it's new accounts. If this is a new account, no, 089-121-023848. The one you just recently mentioned. It
Yes,
was
Your Honor.
opened on, if I'm not mistaken, it was opened on June 29, 2011, and it was closed.
It was
The account
closed.
was closed at December 12. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know the length of time of this time deposit? Was it 3 months or 6 months or even a year?
I presently do not have that information and I can provide it.
In your opinion, was this particular account pre-terminated?
I cannot categorically state right now, Your Honor, because I will have to look at the maturity date. Because when we open an account, let's say if it's for 60 days, you have the account opening date and a maturity date. So when an account is terminated before the maturity date, then we normally would classify it as a pre-terminated account because it did not run its full terms.
Because I do not want to impute malice, no. But for me, it's quite suspicious. These three accounts, 089-121-09593, 089-121-021681, and the last one that you mentioned, 089-121-023848. They were all closed on the day that the Chief Justice was impeached. And according to Congressman Tupas, the Chief Justice was impeached on December 12 of 2011. And all of these three accounts were closed. Ayokong magsuspecha, pero ayokong mag-isip ng mali siya, pero nagsususpecha talaga ako. Yun lang po. Yun ang pagulo.
Anything else to this witness? The gentleman from Pampanga.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a few questions to the witness, Mr. Pascual. Earlier you mentioned that for account number 089-121-023848, the amount was 17 million and it was withdrawn or terminated at on December 11. Correct?
December 12, I believe.
12, December 12. Once an account is terminated, is there, would you know how the termination process, can you explain to us what the termination process would be?
Well,
Is there notice? How does that go?
there is notice from the customer, Your Honor, that he or she will terminate an account. It may be advised to us, and the manner of that termination, whether it is going to pay it out in whatever form. And so the branch would normally comply with the customer's instructions.
And in this case, would you have information as to what form was undertaken, or what you said, whatever form? In this case of the 17 million, was there a written notice to you? Was there a check issued? How does that go? Would you have the information?
I really don't have that specific information right now, but we can provide it on the instructions of the court.
Yes, Mr. President, perhaps another additional information and documents that we would like for this court to retrieve was this, how what is the term? The termination was undertaken. Are there written documents to this effect? And is there a way of determining where the funds went?
Definitely, Your Honor. The funds flow can be determined. Sometimes the instructions can be relayed either over the phone or in person or in writing.
So, how do we go about this? Perhaps, would you personally know if he called you? Did the Chief Justice call you about this, or the bank manager? Would you have personal knowledge?
I have never talked to the Chief Justice, Your Honor.
So that's for the 17 million. You can trace where the where the 17 million went.
I have an idea, Your Honor, but I would not want to stipulate it right now because I want to be absolutely certain. Because when we prepared the original, when we started preparing for the last subpoena, we looked at all of the records, but unfortunately I do not have it right now because I did not anticipate that this will be.
And would you be able to say the same and give us the needed information for the 089-121-021-444 account, 7,370,000?
Your Honor, we can provide any information with respect to any peso account upon the instructions of the court, anything.
So, Mr. President, we would like to manifest that that the documents mentioned, the needed documents to explain the transfer of these two accounts be submitted to this court, Mr. President.
The president of the PS Bank is ordered to comply.
In the meantime, Mr. President, may I be recognized? For the prosecution, Your Honor.
Proceed.
May I just at this point adopt and mark the documents presented today by the witness as our evidence, Your Honor?
You may.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor, to...
Proceed.
Witness presenting to counsel, Your Honor, two documents. One, dated February 14, 2012, pertaining to account number 089-121-023-848, Your Honor. We respectfully request that this be marked as non-appall G.
Mark it accordingly.
And the other document, Mr. President, is a document of even date, which is a bank certification, and this time pertaining to account number 089-121-021-444, Your Honor, which we respectfully request to be marked as 9H.
Mark it accordingly.
That will be all, Mr. President.
Yes.
Majority Floor Leader.
Your Honor, please, may
The defense, Mr. President.
we now proceed with our scheduled cross-examination of Mrs. Johnson, Your Honor.
All right. In the meantime, the President is discharged, and you sit at the back, and Ms. Johnson will take the witness stand under the same oath for cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May we now, with the kind permission of the Honorable Court, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Good afternoon, Ms. Johnson.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, while you were on direct examination a couple of minutes ago, I heard you state that you have no personal knowledge insofar as the entries appearing in the various documents that were presented to you this afternoon. Am I right? You have no personal knowledge.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Meaning to say, you are not a participant, neither have you taken any step in connection with the correctness, accuracy, and truthfulness of the entries appearing in the said documents. That's
No,
correct?
sir.
That's correct. All right. Now, there was a statement made by the Honorable Senator Judge Miriam Dipensor that your statement, therefore, in connection with the said entries are considered hearsay and therefore not admissible in evidence. Did you hear state about that? Yes.
Yes, sir.
And to make it as an exception to the hearsay rule, she was apparently alluding to entries in regular course of business. Am I right? Or you do not know that?
Can you please clarify, sir?
And in order to make it as an exception to the hearsay rule, similar to the other exceptions like dying declaration, statement by a co-conspirator, statement against pedigree, you were asked the question, how it happened to be in those entries.
Objection,
sir.
Your Honor. Witness will be incompetent with respect to legal
Please,
points.
under cross, let her answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, if they were entries made into the records that you have testified a while ago, and you are not a participant in the entries made, somebody must have known the facts that resulted in the entry into those statements. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And I heard you mention also about the identity of this person, so you do not know them.
Mr. Garcia would
The
be
persons
the best
responsible
person
for making the entries appearing in the documents that you mentioned.
What I know, sir, that they got it from ours. We have this computer system that we enter the transactions, and then it goes to our server, and it's there in the head
I'm sorry.
office. So
My
they can
question
be
to you is,
accessed by
do
the
you
head.
know these persons who made the entries?
The persons who made the entries, sir, come from the branch.
Do you know them personally?
They're part of the branch personnel.
Who are they, please? Will you kindly tell the Honorable Court?
Please identify the individual persons that are allowed by your practice to make the entries.
As I've mentioned earlier, the persons who enter the transactions are the new accounts clerk at the time that the transactions were made, and the branch personnel